Hey guys, I'm Melanie with Andrew and Melanie Photography, and I'm going to do a quick walkthrough for all you Honeybook users on how Andy and I set up the brand new workflow feature for our business. We are inside my pipeline in Honeybook, and you're going to find the new workflows under your tools. But before you get started building them out, it's a really good idea to list out all the steps you're going to take and then pre-build your emails and all your templates before getting started. So let me just show you what Andy and I did. We sat down and we went through all the steps that are going to be included in our workflow from the time our clients book us through a year after their wedding. And we wrote out all these steps. You're welcome to copy this if you'd like. And then once we did that, we went in and we built all of our content. So this is the most time-consuming part of this whole thing, is building out all the email templates and the questionnaires and things like that. So this is all the emails that coincide with our workflow. And so let me walk you through real quick, just adding a new template. And when you do this, you want to make sure that you name it something that you're going to remember, because when you're setting up your workflow, there's not a way to do a search. So you want to make sure that that it makes sense to you. And then don't forget the subject line. For some reason in Honeybook, I always forget the subject line. So here you can add your client's name, whatever content you want, blah, blah, blah. And then your signature. Now, we'll be able to customize this before we send it out, but we want that bulk of the content to be the same for all of our couples. So once you do that, that's automatically saved. And once you go ahead and build all your templates, then you're ready to start building your workflow. Oh, but one thing before we start building is, one thing we don't include in our workflow is things like payment reminders and invoices and stuff like that, because that's all automated here with Honeybook. And I have to say, when I first signed up for Honeybook, I did not have this checked because for some reason I thought that I should be sending out invoices, and even though I really sucked at doing that. So in about February, March, I turned this little button on, and we had a complete Christmas miracle in our business. Within 5 days of clicking that, all of our couples were paid up and all the payments were in. And I've been in business for 10 years and that's never ever happened. So I definitely recommend having that clicked. Okay. So now all our templates are built and we're ready to start building our workflow. So you can start by creating a new workflow, and you can either click here or create new workflow template. These are the same, but different. Well, same, not different, because they do the same thing. And then we're going to title it. So we'll title this Honeybook Tutorial. And then you're going to start by creating a task, an email, send a questionnaire, or send a brochure. Now, because we already pre-formulated what we're going to do, I'm just going to go down my list and check things off. So if you first choose send email and then you change your mind, you can do that here. And this is where all your email templates are going to come into play. So you have to choose which email that you want to send this with. And so I'm going to send this with our welcome email. Now, currently there's not a way to search or to create a new template while you're building your workflow. So Honeybook is working on this. So hopefully by the time you're watching this, you'll be able to build out your templates while you're doing your workflow setup. But currently you would have to exit out, go do your template, and then come back. So then you're going to decide when you want this sent. So we're going to send that immediately after activating the workflow. These are all date-based, so it's based on your project date. And you can either send that automatically or you can approve before sending. We will typically want to customize things a little bit before we send them out. So we're going to typically put approve before sending. Okay, then the next one, I'm just going to kind of go down our list. Create client folder. We have a bunch of stuff that happens right after our client's book. Oops, Andy, mail welcome gift. Our welcome gifts are amazing. Okay, he'll normally do that 7 days, within 7 days of activating the workflow. And then let me just kind of jump ahead here to something different. So when you're sending out a questionnaire or a brochure, then you have a couple things to choose from here. So you're going to send your questionnaire, and then you have to choose the template that's pre-built again. So we're going to send out the pre-wedding details here, and then which email do you want that to go out with? So we're going to send that with the pre-wedding questionnaire email. Okay, and so now we're going to do this one 30 days before the wedding, or before the project date. And then this one will send automatically because our couples already know that's coming. So basically, you're just going to go down and you're going to build out your workflow. Something to keep in mind is that if you get to the very end and you realize that, oh no, I forgot to do something way at the beginning, there's not currently a way to drag and rearrange these. So you're going to have to go and delete, and then start from wherever you missed that step. And that's why I recommend listing everything out first. That way, when you come in to build, you don't have to make the mistakes that I made. So let's see. So we're going to save this, and now let's go and apply it. Apply the workflow. I created a couple test events here so we can play around with those. Something to keep in mind is that workflows are date-based. So when I was first playing around with this feature, I created a couple of test events and I kept the date to be determined, and the workflow didn't apply properly. So keep that in mind if you're using this for something like lead management and maybe they don't have the date picked yet. So to apply a workflow, just come down to the sidebar and then you're going to click which workflow you want to apply. Let's actually do the full workflow we have, which is 31 steps. And then once that's applied, you'll see it here in the sidebar. Now this is only visible to you and your team members, and it'll show the things that have to be done today, all of the tasks this week, overdue. Now, once you have this workflows applied to multiple events, like we shoot over 30 weddings a year, we're gonna have a lot of tasks to manage. So that would all happen here in your task management tab. And here you'll be able to see all the tasks for all of your events. Which I like this because now Andy or our assistant can go in and they can check things off, they can approve emails and send them out, and it just makes it really easy. Now keep in mind, Honeybook's still working on this, they're just building this out. So there's a couple of major glitches that they're working on right now, and one is this. Currently, when you only have the option to approve the email, so you can either send it or you can skip it. There's not currently a way for you to be able to edit and customize this and put a little personal touch before sending out. So Honeybook's aware of this, they're working on it, and hopefully by the time you're watching this, you'll be able to do that because that's something that's really important for us. I hope that was helpful. If you run into any glitches as you're setting up your workflow, you can always email Honeybook at feedback@honeybook.com. And if you want to find us, we're at andrewandmelanie.com.